Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session what we are going to learn. In this session we are going to create our own custom object detection model for YOLOv8, and today we are going to detect airport staff and the passenger. Basically we are going to create our own custom object detection model for YOLOv8 which detect a person head, or we can say which detect a person face, and then we are going to create a particular area. Means we are going to mention our region of interest area, and that particular region of interest area we are going to create a counter, and then we are going to say that there is a number of stop, airport stop, and there is a number of passengers. So this is what our scenario, and we are going to use, as I mentioned, we are going to use our YOLOv8 object detection method which I have already shared with you. So if you don't know how to use YOLOv8, I have created a playlist, watch a playlist, and then you will get the idea. So before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you so much, and let's get started. So friends, as I mentioned, today we are going to use all our YOLOv8 process, or we can say all the method which I have shared with you for YOLOv8, and we are going to create a brand new project for airport. Simple. So for that, just open Tony Python IDE, and first we are going to start with installing our packages. So just open tool, manage packages, OpenCV -Python, hit enter. First package, click on install, that's it, it will install OpenCV -Python. Then we need Ultralytics package for YOLOv8. So Ultralytics, click on install, that's it, it will install Ultralytics package on our Windows machine. This is Windows 11 machine, of course you can use your Windows 10 machine also. Then we need CVZone package for putting a counter as a text on the frame. So CVZone first package, click on install, done, it will install CVZone. So we have done with package installation. Now let me show you a scenario. So I have here my video file. So this is the video file, and here it is. As you can see, the video file is basically the scenario where we have airport stop. As you can see, this person, airport stop, airport stop, airport stop, airport stop, our passenger. Okay, as you can see, so this side is basically for passenger and this side is basically for airport stop. So simply, as I mentioned, with the help of YOLOv8 custom object detection model, we can simply train our own model, and we can detect only their head part. So we are going to simply create a model which detect a person head with the help of YOLOv8, and then we know how we can mention our region of interest area. If you follow my channel, then you definitely know how to mention region of interest area with the help of polyline. So we are going to use your polyline method, and then we can say this is particular area. In this area, because as you can see, this is the machine which basically scan all our bags and luggage, and this area, as you can see, this area is only for the airport stop. So we can simply mention this is what my region of interest area, and if the person, if it is mentioning our area, then we can say this is particularly airport stop, and other area is for only the passenger. So it is really easy. So first method is to create our own custom object detection model which only detect the head, each person head, and then we are going to mention our region of interest area, and then we can say if our person head, if it is inside our region of interest area, then this is basically staff, otherwise else there is a passenger. Simple. So let me start a video file. As you can see, 1 2 3 4, because there is a uniform for airport staff. As you can see, there is a uniform, and this side, here it is, as you can see, this side we have passenger. Simple. So let's get started. I have already mentioned that the method which we are going to use, which I have already shared with you in previous video. So we are going to use all those methods and we are going to create a new project. Simple. So this is what a video file. We install our packages. Now we want our data, images. For that, img.py, which I have already shared with you. So img.py is basically the Python code which capture images from video file. So I have mentioned here the video file which I have already shown you. As you can see, I have mentioned here a video file, and then here it is. As you can see, we are going to save the images inside images1 folder. So for that, simply, as we always do, we want to create here a folder. So let me create here a new folder which is images1. So this is what our folder, and we want to mention the folder path because we want to save our images inside this folder. So right click to the folder, copy as a path, Tony Python ID, and here we want to mention our folder path. So just mention it. That's it. And remove double quote. Now this is what our path. C users free downloads airport staff images1. This is what our folder path, and after that the image name, which is person image name, and then extension is basically .jpg, and the images which we want, the number of image is basically 50 images we need for this project. So it will capture 50 images from our video and it will save inside images1 folder, name with person.jpg. Simple. So let's just save the code, and if I run the code, it will start our video file. As you can see, that's it. It's captured 50 images and it will save inside images1, as you can see. Okay. Simple. So this is how we can capture our images data from our video file for our project or for real-time project or real scenario project. Simple. So we have done with our image collection data purpose. Now we need a label img software. So for label img software, the method which I have already shared with you, simply we want Python 3.8 version because label img is working with Python 3.8. So Microsoft Store, just open it and just search for Python. So just search for Python and then Python 3.8. Just click on the Python 3.8 and it will open the Python 3.8 page like this way. You need to simply click on install button and then that's it. It will install Python 3.8 because I have already installed Python 3.8 on this Windows 11 machine. It is really easy. You need to simply search for Python, then Python version Python 3.8. Just click on install button, done. It will install Python 3.8. So we have done with images, we have done with Python 3.8 installation. Now simply go run config interpreter, and here we want to select our Python 3.8 version. So here it is, as you can see, this one line, Python 3.8 exe. Just select it, click on OK. Then you will see inside shell the version is changed. Now it's Python 3.8.10. Now just open the tools, then open system shell and run the command pip. Oh, there is no need to install the label img software from pip. Simply we can open our tools, manage packages, and just search for label img. Label img, just hit enter. First package label img, click on install, done. It will install label img. There is no need to open system shell and all the other things. Okay, so we have done with label img. Now go to the tools and open system shell. It will open our system shell, and here we want to run our label img command. Label img, just hit enter. It will open label img software. So we have done. Now click on open dir, go to the downloads and the folder, select the project folder, and we want to select our images folder where we capture our images, or we can say where we save our images. So images1 in my case, and then of course we want to change the save dir. So again go to the downloads and select the folder where you want to save the text file. Of course we want to save the text file in same folder where we have our images. So images1, select folder, done. Now here we want to select a YOLO format because we are going to train our images for YOLO. So select YOLO, then create rectangle box. So as I already explained, our goal is to detect person head. So we only want to draw a rectangle on their head. So simply let's just start from here. So this is the head, mention person, click on OK, create rectangle box, then draw the rectangle, click on OK, create rectangle box, draw the rectangle, click on OK, create rectangle box, draw the rectangle on their head, click on OK, create rectangle box, draw the rectangle on their head, again click on OK, create rectangle box. Here also same way the method is same. We need to draw a rectangle on each person head, then we can create our custom model for YOLO. Just save it. Now if you open the images1 folder, inside my project folder, images1, here it is. As you can see, we have first image which is 0 because it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. So for 0 image we have this rectangle coordinates for YOLO. Simple. So we successfully mention our rectangle coordinates for YOLO. Now same way, just save it and just go for next image. Same way, create rectangle box, draw the rectangle box on each person head, create rectangle box, draw the rectangle box on each person head. Same way, just draw, create rectangle box, create rectangle box, create rectangle box, click on OK, create rectangle box, click on OK, create rectangle box, click on OK, create rectangle box, click on OK. Save it, just go for next image. Again same way, here the person head, click on OK, create rectangle box, person head, click on OK, create rectangle box. Here it is. As you can see, we can see there is head, this one, click on OK, this one, click on OK. Just draw a rectangle on their head. That's it. So this is how we need to draw a rectangle on each person head for 50 images, which I have already done. So this is the concept. Just open dir, select the folder where you save your images, then change save dir, a same folder, then select the format YOLO, and then create rectangle box, and then just draw the rectangle box on their head for all images. Done. So I have already draw a rectangle box. So just close the label img, and I have here, if I back to my main folder, so here it is. As you can see, I have created the images folder, and inside that we have text file for each image, and this is the images, same. Okay, as you can see, airport staff and the passenger. So I have already done with label img things. So now just open again our project folder, and here we want to create a new folder which is freedom tech. Here it is. As you can see, I have already created the freedom tech folder. Just open it, and inside that folder we need to create labels folder and the images folder. So let's just create a labels folder. As simple as just right click, click on new folder, mention the name labels and mention the name images. Done. So we create freedom tech folder, then inside freedom tech folder we create labels folder and the images folder. Now on each folder, means inside images folder, again we need to create two folders. So open images folder, and inside images folder I have created validation folder and training folder. Here it is. As you can see, validation and training. Same way for labels folder. So just open labels folder, create two folder which is training and the validation. Simple. Then simply select images folder, validation folder, and inside that the data and the images which we have inside our images folder, all the things just press Ctrl+A, copy it, and just copy and just paste inside our validation folder. Here it is, as you can see. I have pasted the same data from images to Freedom Tech, images, validation. So right now we are inside images folder, Freedom Tech folder, images folder and validation folder. Just copy all the data. Then go back, same way for training folder. So right now we are inside Freedom Tech folder, images folder, training folder. So copy all the data. Then go back, same way for labels folder, training folder, copy all the data. So right now we are inside Freedom Tech, labels and training folder. Done. Again go back, open validation folder, same way, Freedom Tech, labels and validation, just copy paste all the data. Done. Now we need to create freedomtech.zip file. So just right click Freedom Tech, WinRAR, add to archive.zip, click on OK. Done. It will create freedomtech.zip file. Here it is, as you can see. Now we need to move our file on our Google Drive. So just open your Google Drive. Here it is. This is what mine Google Drive. So right click, file upload, downloads, your repository, or we can say your project folder, freedomtech.zip, click on open. So it will upload the zip file. Now meanwhile we are going to upload our YOLOv8 custom object detection Google Colab file, which I have already shared with you in several previous videos. So simply upload that Colab file. So click on upload, go to the browse, and this is what Colab file, click on open. Now it will upload our Colab file on Google Colab. So friends, as you can see, we have successfully uploaded our Colab file. Go to the runtime, change runtime type, then select the Python 3 T4 GPU, click on save, and then click on connect. So friends, as you can see, we have successfully connected. Now we are going to run our cell one by one. Just click on first cell, it will run our first cell. Done. The next cell, which will basically install Ultralytics. So friends, as you can see, we have done with installing Ultralytics. Then just import the packages. So from Ultralytics, import YOLO, and this is the IPython display, import display and image. Then we are going to cross check if Ultralytics means if YOLOv8 perfectly working. So simply we are going to use a doc.jpg image from RoboFlow, and it will detect the object, and if there is a result, as you can see, the result save inside runs detect predict, it means we have successfully installed YOLOv8. Done. Now we need to mount our Google Drive on Colab. So this code will basically mount the Google Drive. Just click on play button, connect to Google Drive, select your Gmail ID, click on continue, click on allow, and it will mount our Google Drive. So now we mount our Google Drive. Now here we want to simply unzip our freedomtech.zip. So just unzip, just run the cell, next cell, and it will unzip our freedomtech.zip. As you can see, we have person. That's it. This is what our images and their text file. Now here this code is basically for creating our model, but first just click on this folder button, go to the dataset, then inside that we have Freedom Tech folder, and here we need to create data.yaml file. So just click on here and click on new file and mention the name data.yaml and just hit enter. Data.yaml, it will create empty data.yaml file. So just click on the file, it will open the file. This is right now empty. So just open the project folder, and we have here data.txt file. As you can see, just copy the code, copy the code and open Colab data.yml file, and then just paste it. Done. So here we want to mention our class name. So right now we have only one class, which is person. Then control plus S, just save it. Done. We have done. Now we are ready. We need to simply click on our last code, which create our own custom object detection model for YOLOv8 with 100 epochs. As you can see, I have mentioned here 100 epochs. and then as you can see right now it started our training, so it will take some time. Meanwhile I will pause video. So friends, as you can see, we have successfully created our model, our process is completed, and our model is basically saved inside runs detect train. So if you go here, runs folder, then we have detect folder, then we have train folder, weights folder, and inside that weights folder we have base.pt. So just click on here, click on download, and it will download our custom model. So friends, as you can see, our model is downloaded. Now minimize all these things, open file manager, go to the downloads, and this is what our model, base.pt. Just right click, click on cut, and move to the project directory where we have all our files. Just paste it. Done. So now I have create test.py. Inside that we have YOLOv8 object detection code, Python code. So just open with Tony Python IDE, and here it is. As you can see, I have mentioned the base.pt model. Then we have our video file. Then we need to create here our own custom coco1.txt file. So just open file manager, and here it is. As you can see, coco1.txt. Normally create a new text file, mention the name coco1.txt, and inside that we need to mention the class which we want to detect. So person is the class. So I have mentioned only one class because we have only one class model. So person. Done. Now here it is, coco1.txt file, and then we have while true loop, and then this is what our object detection method. Here it is. As you can see, the rectangle. Then this will basically read the classes, and then we have rectangle method. Simple. So let's just start our code. Because we changed here a Python version, that's why there is an error. So we need to again go back with default Python version, which is Python 3.10.11. So let's just start the code. So this is the basic code. It will detect, it will use our pre-trained model, and then it will detect the person head, because we create the model which only detect the person head. And as you can see, this is what our video file, and our model is perfectly working. It's only detect the person head. Here it is. As you can see, because I have freeze the frame, so we need to skip the frame one by one. So just press space button from keyboard. Here it is. As you can see, it's tracking their head. It's tracking only person head. Now it's really good way to create counter. It's really good idea to create the counter using, or we can say, tracking only their head, the person head. It's really look good, as you can see. So now let me start the video file in while loop. I have mentioned the one, and as you can see, now it's a while loop started, and we are successfully detecting each person head only, each person head from our video file. This is what the airport scenario, the live scenario. As you can see, there is a staff and there is a passenger. Simple. So now we successfully detecting the head using our own custom model. Now our goal is to create a counter, but first, for that, as I mentioned, we need to select ROI, means region of interest area. So let's just again freeze our frame, mention 0 here. So let's just start the code. So we have done with detection. We are successfully detecting person head. Now as I mentioned, basically this is the staff, because there is a uniform, simply as you can see here. And this side, for this side, we can say for this side is only for the passenger. The passenger will not go here. The passenger will not go here. Passenger will not go here, because we can say this is particularly restricted area for only the staff. And this area, from this area, we can say use for passenger. Simple. So we can create our region of interest area. So for that, I have mentioned, if you follow my videos, then you definitely know we have mouse event function. Here it is. As you can see, this is the mouse event function. This function is basically mouse event function, which help to get the coordinate the frame coordinate, xy coordinates. So if I move my cursor over here on the frame, as you can see inside shell we have xy coordinates. So let's just say if I want to draw the polyline, because if we want to mention the area, region of interest area, we can simply mention the points, and with the help of these points we can draw the polyline. So let's just say this is what my area, like this way. This is the area. This is the area for airport staff members only. This is the area, this restricted area. So if I want to start a polyline from this, so I need to move my cursor over here. So this is what my first point. So if I move my cursor over here, inside shell, as you can see, we have 179 x coordinate and 30 y coordinate. So for this point we have 179 and 33 coordinates. So this is what my first point. Then just go here. This is what my second coordinates. This is what my second point. So for this point inside shell we have 196, 213. This is what my second point. Then of course go here. This is what my third point. So 792, 223. Inside shell we have xy coordinates. Then this is what the last point. 761, 49. So this is the point. This is how you will get the coordinates, the rectangle coordinates. Not rectangle basically. This is how you will get the polylines coordinates, which you mention as your region of interest area. So I have already mentioned here a points. Here it is, as you can see. I have mentioned area 1. The points you need to mention like this way. This way. Simple. So now this is the area 1. Now simply we can use a cv2.polylines method. Here it is, as you can see, cv2.polylines method, np.array and area 1. This is the area 1. Area 1 represent our this coordinate, which is basically our region of interest area. So it will draw, it will connect all the point and it will draw the polylines, which is our region of interest area, and the true, and this is the color, the white color, and the thickness is 2. So if I save the code, if I run the code, now we can see our region of interest area in white color. Here it is, as you can see. Here it is. So this is what my region of interest area for this scenario. So if the person had, if in this particular area, because this is the restricted area only using for airport staff purpose. So this is what my region of interest area. So if the person had in this particular area, we can say this is the airport staff. And if the person had out of our area, then of course there is a passenger. Simple. So now we are going to use here this rectangle down right corner. This one, this coordinate, down right corner. This is the top left corner, and this is the bottom right corner. This is the top left corner, or we can say this is the down, or we can say this is the bottom left, bottom not left, bottom right corner. So top left and bottom right corner. So if the rectangle bottom right corner, let me highlight the corner, then we will get the particular idea. So we have here, let me remove all these things, and Cx is equal to the rectangle bottom right corner. So rectangle bottom right coordinate is basically x2 and y2. So Cx is basically x2 and Cy is equal to y2. Now we can simply highlight these coordinates using cv2.circle method. So cv2.circle, cv2.circle, and we want to draw the circle on our frame, then our Cx and Cy coordinates, then we need to mention radius, which is 4 is enough, and then we need to mention the color. So highlight color, mention blue, and because we will need to fill the circle, so mention -1. Save the code, run the code. And as you can see, each rectangle bottom right corner we have their center point. What we are going to do, just mention cv2.circle method after rectangle method, Save the code, run the code. And as you can see, So this is what my rectangle, the person detecting rectangle head bottom right corner. For each person, as you can see, there is a blue color center point, not center point, there is a blue color circle which highlight rectangle bottom right corner. So we can simply say, if the rectangle bottom right corner, if it is inside our area, then only we can say there is a airport staff. So for that we have CV2 point polygon test method. So we can simply use here CV2 dot point P capital polygon again T capital test, and inside that we need to mention our area. So our area is basically this. So just copy as it is. This is the method. np dot array to np int 32. Just copy it and mention as it is. And which corner? Cx and Cy. The Cx and Cy, if it is inside our area, so we mention our area. This is what our area. Then we need to mention the points. So Cx and Cy in tuple format, as you can see, and then mention false. F is basically capital false. Oh, F is capital. That's it. Now this method we are going to mention as a result. Result is equal to. So result is basically 1 or minus 1. So we can simply say, if the result if it is greater than or is equal to 0, then only we are going to draw the rectangle, then only we are going to highlight the circle. Now what will happen? Let's just save the code and run the code. And as you can see, now there is a rectangle, only the person head which inside our area. As you can see, now the rectangle is draw only airport staff head. This is the passenger, there is no rectangle. 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 If you skip the frame, as you can see, there is no rectangle on passenger head. There is a rectangle only on airport staff head, because we create the condition. What our condition? Only draw the rectangle if the person rectangle bottom right corner, if it is inside our area. For that we mention CV2.point polygon test method. And the result of this method is basically 1 or minus 1. So we create the condition, if the result which is greater than or is equal to 0, then only draw the rectangle and circle. That's it, done. So if the person head inside our area, we can say there is a stop, the airport stop. Else again we are going to draw a rectangle and circle, but we are going to change their color, because else there is a passenger. So here we are going to mention pink color rectangle for passenger. 255. Now if I save the code, if I run the code, now there is a pink color rectangle on passenger head and there is a green color rectangle on airport staff head. As you can see, this is the passenger, pink color rectangle. This is the staff, green color rectangle. This is the passenger, pink color rectangle. Passenger, pink color rectangle. Passenger, pink color rectangle. Staff, green color rectangle. Staff, green color rectangle. Here it is, as you can see, if I skip the frame continuously. So now just start the while loop. Start the while loop. And as you can see, now there is a rectangle on passenger head also, but it's in pink color. There is a rectangle on airport staff, but it's in green color. So we successfully detecting the passenger and successfully detecting the airport staff. Now we need to create a counter. So let's just create a counter. So how to create a counter? Simple. So this is what the condition, and this is else condition for detecting the passenger. So here we are going to simply create the list of our CX point. So if the result which is greater than is equal to 0, then we have stop. So here we are going to mention list dot append, and inside that we want to pass CX. We need to pass CX, and here it is. As you can see, I have mentioned the list. So now same way here, else list1 dot append pass the CX. Now if you go here and if you print the list, and if you print the list 1, so the length of list is basically the count for airport staff members, also for the passengers. Simple. So save it and let's just start the code. And here it is. As you can see, if I start here the for loop, so right now let me check here, there is something, okay, I forget to mention here length, that's why it's detecting the coordinates. So now the length of CX is basically our count. So right now the first counter, the length list is for, here it is. As you can see, this is what our condition for detecting the airport staff, and this is the else condition for detecting passenger. So if this result match, we create a list dot append, and inside that we pass CX. So this list is basically the coordinate of airport staff rectangle, the bottom right coordinates. Simple. So if we skip here a frame, so inside the shell, as you can see, the 4. So right now we have 4 airport staff members and also the passenger 4. So here it is. As you can see, 1 2 3 4 passenger. So if you skip the frame, now there is a same number 4 4 4. Now there is a 5 passenger and 4 staffs. So if you count 1 2 3 4 airport staff, 1 2 3 4 5 passenger. So we successfully counting passenger, also the airport staff. Now simply what we are going to do, this all the things we can say as SF is equal to, and this is what for passenger PS, and just cut and put here. And then I have mentioned CV zone put text method, put text rect method. It will put our SF and PS as a counter on the frame. So here it is. As you can see, SF. So I need to simply change the variable SF, and this one is PFs. So it will put the counter on frame coordinates XY 26 482 and 770 482. Simple. So now if we just save the code, if we run the code, and as you can see, there is a counter. This is the counter for staff members, this is the counter for passengers. So if we skip our frame one by one, now there is a staff 4, the passenger 5, so we can count 1 2 3 4 5 passenger is there. Just keep the frame one by one. Now there is 3 passenger in CCTV frame, so 1 2 3, as you can see, passenger 3 and staff 4. Just keep the frame one by one. Now there is a staff member 3. As you can see, this member is basically not visible for frame. So we have 0, not 0, basically 1, 2 and 3. So 3 staff, 1, 2, 3, 4 passenger. So we successfully counting airport staff member. Also we successfully counting airport passenger. So now let's just start our video frame, while loop, and start the code. So friends, I have started the while loop, and as you can see, now our model is perfectly working, our counting method is perfectly working. Also we are detecting the staff members and we are detecting the passenger. So I hope you will learn something from this video. We'll meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.